And you know it should.
Oh, this is not video.
Oh, darn it. It feels great to have a new record. It was a long time coming, and we had to kind of relearn a lot of things because the industry's different, and we live in 3 different states, so it was a lot of telecommuting and exchanging of files, and so it was a lot of learning curve, but we were very happy with the end product.
Yeah, we're happy with it. Really enjoyed doing it. The process was a little bit strained, but in a good way. It kind of stretched all of us, and we still like each other.
Almost.
Great record.
Almost.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't like it. No, we do.
It's that A note you went to.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I just do what the producer told me.
Oh, boy. Jeez, is this on tape?
When you were here at Legends of Rock 2008, already then you played a new song, Man in the Middle,
Right.
and talked about the new album. Why did it take so long after that?
Schedules, but a lot of it had to do with me being gone so much. I got really busy, and they were waiting patiently for me to have the time to work. And in the meantime, they were writing. Les would come to my house every now and then, and we'd write some music.
Actually, the real answer is they were waiting on me to get back in bed.
Yeah, we were waiting for Kevin
That's
to
right,
come back in.
and that too.
It's a short
That was part of it.
So there's probably a number of reasons why it took so long, and we
Well,
just.
there was another thing too, and we had some forward progress happening, and then we were with a management company that we didn't like, and there was a lawsuit, and that's just the reality. That's what happened, and truly, that's what slowed us down more than anything else, because we didn't feel settled, and we were innocent, and proven innocent, beyond the shadow of a doubt. But it did slow us down. But I think that there was probably God's timing there, and so now is the correct time to release.
Yeah.
Turned out great, really.
Before Mark was drumming, what happened that led Kevin back?
Oh, I just said, can I join the band? He said, okay.
Just a quick phone call.
And he has really nice drum kit.
Yeah. Well, Mark, he was working at a job for quite a while, and the economy kind of tanked in the Seattle area, so he ended up going into a different occupation, and told us he was moving out of the area, and that's what was his exit as far as we knew. And then Kevin and I just kind of started hooking up again, and by the way, Kevin replaced Mark originally, so he actually replaced him twice, which I think is just so bizarre. I mean, it was not planned that way, but it happened that way.
Might happen again in the future.
Yeah, I hope not.
Who are we getting next?
I hope not. No, we like it just like it is now.
It's good.
Yeah.
And he's got a rehearsal place, so that always gets you in the band.
And his wife.
Yeah.
cooks and-
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
She's the real reason I'm in the band.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't want to say it publicly, but now it's out.
That's okay.
All of Sweden will be talking.
See, I know.
She's got a cookbook coming out. So.
Richard, are you enjoying this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't want to bore you with it.
That's gonna be hard to translate on paper.
So what's different now when you write songs compared to back in the old days?
Well, being in different parts of the United States.
Less hair.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we have to coordinate it more. We have to use technology more as far as, sending stuff via Dropbox. I don't know if that's like a...
International.
Thank you.
You gotta
Yeah, file sharing.
Yeah, file
program.
sharing. Yeah, so that makes it a little bit... I like it, to be honest, because it forces you to finish ideas a little further. Like when Oz and Les have written, I mean, we get it and it's written, And so that's actually kind of efficient versus sitting around all together and go, what kind of riff do you have? I got this riff. Well, I got this riff, and it can be kind of a diluted process.
Yeah. And of course, a lot's changed musically because Oz is in the band and contributed 3 songs to the record. We went outside the band. We co-wrote with Dave Zafiro, our first guitar player. Huh?
David Zafiro.
Dave Zafro, as I call him.
I would venture to say it'd be nice to get him out to do some stuff with us.
Yeah, we're
live.
talking
about
that.
that.
Would be fun.
Yep.
Ooh, don't start
Yep.
that rumor. I think we just did.
So how much is you going to tour now when you have a new album out? Will you do it full time again like in the old days, or is it a little here and little there?
Well, I think a lot of that remains to be seen. Just if the album does well, we signed a good distribution deal, right? It's
Yes.
a good distribution deal, isn't it right,
With
Christian?
Doolittle.
Okay. We'll do a little group, and I think if things begin to take off, then it'll become a priority. But we are talking about coming back in the spring. We would love to start doing a lot more shows than we're doing now, for sure. Yeah. But it's too hard to predict how it's going to go.
For you also, you have a lot with Striper. How will that work with Bloodgood?
Well, Striper isn't all the time. There's patches of time off. So I definitely want to see if there's, things can be kind of scheduled in a way where it would be around my schedule if possible. I mean, if not, it's not really a big deal. They don't need to have me here to play live. They've got great.
Don't say that.
Let him compliment me for 2 seconds before
I'm sorry.
and say it's not true.
No. Because I mean, there have been times. Well, there was a time we came here and Paul couldn't come, so I played. And if I can't make it, maybe Paul can do that too. Same thing. So it's not really necessarily set in stone that I have to be here, but I'd like to be here. Or whatever you can do, whatever you guys need.
Maybe David Saphir?
Yeah, maybe David.
Phil.
We might be able to talk David into coming or something,
It's
which
like a
would be
job
great
share.
because that's the original guy. To me, it's better to have original members. That's just me because.
But we're the new originals.
Well, we're the new originals.
We
Yeah.
used to be called the originals.
But either way, I think it's great. It's fun. It's great to have the band alive and playing, and that's what I'm excited about. And it's just great to be a part of it. It's history to me. These guys are epic guys, that should have been a lot more famous than they were, in my opinion. So,
I like your
I
opinion.
like your opinion.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I agree. I concur.
Doctor?
So
Yes.
how was it for you back in the days? Striper had big distribution, but seems like you stayed more in the Christian scene. Was it a decision for you to stay in the Christian scene, or what happened?
You're kind of at the mercy of your record company, and actually I have to say that Frontline got us a lot of mainstream distribution that a lot of other Christian bands didn't see. So we were in a lot of the major marketplaces in mainstream records, so we actually had a better shot than a lot of our peer group. So I think they did a pretty good job, really.
Considering the size.
Considering the size of it was a small company.
And I think that those years of touring under those conditions for us were really good for us as Christians. Maybe not as musicians and what we wanted to do with the band and all that, but I think that God really took those circumstances and continued to do what He does with His children, And for us, here we are, we're still healthy, and we're back, and we came back with a strong record, not just a rehash of something we did 20-some years ago. So I really believe that God has said, you know what, I'll just hold you back, and now is the time to release us on a different level.
The sound on the album is a little different this time compared to the old days. How would you describe the sound and the influences this time?
Well, I think 20-some years passed and we were doing different things. We continued to be creative and play and write, but we didn't do it together so much. And so when we came back, it was like, wow, same guys, but a lot more experience. And not as a band, but as individuals. And when we came back together, it's just, wow, it was like the maturing of a wine or something. It just seemed to get better with age,
This is definitely the best sonic sounding record we've ever done. I mean, it sounds great. Paul produced it, and
Great job.
we brought Zafiro in to master it, and all of a sudden it sounds phenomenal. I mean, just sonically, it's just like, yeah, man, it's there. It's very modern sounding, and we tip the hat to our history and all that, but it's also taking us to new places as a band.
The nice thing too is that we weren't trying to write a certain song. We